Hi guys, this is Shane Pestana with Ironman. We're here with Billy Wing. These past few years, every weekend I'm out at the field, I'm getting a lot of kids coming up to me, asking me questions about, an entry-level gun. They always want to shoot our M2s, and, of course they fall in love with them as soon as they shoot them, but and they're like, man, I can't afford that. What do I need to do to get started?
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about this new gun. It's the new Proto Rize Max. It's our entry-level or mid-range level gun. There's actually two levels of the marker that you can get depending on your level and what you expect out of a gun. And they're just packed with just really great features and a lot of performance. The basic model, $250. Right above that's the Rize Max for $325. Some nicer features and a little bit better performance out of the marker.
So this is the Max.
This is the Max.
Yeah,
and
right
you can tell it's the Max because it's got a few nicer features, like it's got an upgraded two-piece barrel, 14-inch. So it's gonna give you better accuracy and a quieter shot. You got a metal clamping feed neck with the lever on it, which just makes it easier to get your hopper on there, make sure it's more secured. You're not carrying around tools to mess with anything.
Sure.
And then at the bottom, your air port where you screw your tank in, it's actually got an on-off lever, so it's easy to turn the air off and on, take the tank off and on without cutting an O-ring or making a big loud bang or scaring yourself when.
I'll be honest with you, bro. In my hand, it just feels just like what we're shooting every weekend out here.
We really pride ourselves on the guns being comfortable and ergonomic. And something that we started with on our high-end guns that we've carried into the M2s, and we've brought it down to our beginner guns, is our UL frame, which has an hourglass shape that's really specifically designed for paintball, for the two-finger operation, for running and gunning and all that stuff. And that's probably the thing that you notice the most. It makes it feel just like an M2 is that same grip frame shape that we really take a lot of pride in.
When we were shooting it earlier, these things, like you said,
yeah.
This thing gets and ups and goes, and it's impressive.
We've really tried to put as many features into it as possible, and we focus on the features that make the experience of playing paintball easier. One of the things, again, that we've brought down from the M2, from our flagship marker down to our entry-level marker, is the eye pipe, which, you can't see it from the outside, but it's a plastic insert that fits in the breech that it protects the breech from wear and tear and damage, and it also protects the eye system. If you're not familiar with the eye system, well, obviously you are, but anyone watching may not. What it is it's brake beam eye sensors that detect if a ball is actually in the breech or not, and doesn't let the gun shoot until the ball's fully set. And what that does is it prevents ball breakage and ball chop, which is really important because it's important for accuracy, but it's also important, just makes the day go better. You're not cleaning your gun. It's just, it's always going to fire when it's ready to fire. You're not getting misfires and any of that nonsense. It makes the whole experience just more fun, where you can enjoy paintball rather than tearing your gun down and cleaning it. And you really put our products to the limit and test it and find out what level of durability we need to be at. And if it can handle what you're doing at the top level, for sure it can handle what the beginner or the novice or the avid player is doing at their level. And we put the same regulator system that's in the M2 in this marker because, again, having constant air pressure, consistent air pressure is absolutely key to having a good functioning gun. You can't have these spikes and these big waves of different pressures. It's got to be consistent and reliable. And we dropped its operating pressure down to 140 PSI. The gun just shoots a lot smoother and it's a lot quieter. And again, it's just a more enjoyable game when you got a gun that's just smooth, like a sewing machine in your hand, just shooting downfield, effortlessly.
Notice how flat and how smooth the gun is.
It's just a soft, clean shot that just really throws the ball right where you want it to go every
Definitely
time.
a sewing machine. Is the spool valve in here just like the M2?
One of the things, again, Dye prides itself on is the spool valve technology, the fuse bolt. It's what all our guns are pretty much based on. And what a spool valve is, at its core, is a completely linear system, where you have a single piece moving back and forth, and that single piece loads the paintball, fires the paintball, recocks itself. And so you don't have this big heavy hammer, you don't have a big long strong spring like really throwing a bunch of weight around to open up a valve. It's all just a smooth linear motion that's really soft and cushioned, and it's operated by the low operating pressure, that's really what gives it that smooth shot.
So
correct.
We pull it out, grease it, kind of a nightly thing. What we do at every tournament, you just kind of It's kind of a little bit of maintenance, but is it anything more technical to it, or is it pretty much the same as what we deal with?
It's really straightforward. It's really kind of cut and dry. the engine of the gun is the bolt kit itself. The bolt kit is the valve, it's the hammer, it's the bolt itself, it's the fire mechanism, it's everything. So really, as maybe as complex as what I just said sounds, it's very simple. It's only one moving part, which makes it really easy to service and clean. You just pull the bolt kit out, you unscrew the two pieces, you throw a little, you know, make sure there's no dirt or grime on there. You put a little bit of grease on the key components, put it back together, put it in the gun. The whole process maybe takes 60 seconds. And if you do that after every weekend you play or before each weekend you play, honestly, that's pretty much all you need to do, and the gun's going to give you just potentially years of just trouble-free service, you know. And past that, you know, you've got the eye pipe that helps protect the gun from damage. And if the eye pipe was ever to get so scratched or damaged, it's a $5 part that just drops in. The gun's brand new, basically, in the breech. You know, the barrel's easily cleaned, and you know, the whole thing is really built around customer service, ease of use, and just making the experience, you know, as good as possible. You know, we're not going to leave you just hanging like, hey, now you got to go buy this.
Sure.
You know, the tools, the O-rings, the grease, it all comes with the marker, so you've got everything in hand ready to go.
Because God knows if you left it up to me, I'd be putting engine oil in it or something that would be good.
Yeah, a little bit of Bondo.
Yeah, a little bit of something that's just not going to go well, you know. But and if anyone could do it and keep it going, and if I can, anybody can. That's for sure. It's just like ours, and it rips and goes, and it makes it happen. And for me, what I noticed is that how hard we are on our stuff. They're gonna have the same access as what we have from the die factory, from the die corporation.
Yeah, no, and that kind of, it goes without saying for the Ironman and all our sponsored teams. You know, it's just direct factory support. We do everything we can to give you the best chance of winning with your product and with our product and the equipment that you guys use. But it really does extend to all our customers, because, you know, one thing we've learned from the Ironman is even at the top level, guys really don't like to take care of their guns.
No.
And a lot of them don't really want to learn. They just want to pick it up, shoot bad guys, win games, you know, win tournaments. So we've kind of picked up on that. And so we realized that, you know, we got to make these guns as user-friendly and as service-friendly as possible. So, you know, one of the things we've done is we use color-coded O-rings. So if you do ever have a problem, you pull the bolt kit out and you're like, oh, this green O-ring's broken, I put a green one in its place. You know, you're not looking at 10 different or 5 different sized O-rings that are all black or something like that. And then, of course, if you're not at that level where you want to service the gun yourself, we've got locations all over globally that are quickly accessed through email, through phone. You know, major tournaments, our trailers here, we're servicing the guns here. You know, it really doesn't matter who you are, what level you're at. You know, we pride ourselves on giving the same kind of customer service and product support to everyone.
Well, I know back at home, all the kids that shoot die product, they all tell me how cool the guys all are at die. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's what they do. They love paintball. They're just like you and me. They play on the weekends and they get it. And they want to get your whip back to you by, you know, Wednesday, so you can have it by the weekend, or best case scenario, what they can do. And, you know, and I just cross the country run into guys talking about how great the service is. And I like to say I have a part in that, but probably more on your guys' end of it. No, you guys, I'm not going to teach you harm. You guys do a good job, man. You definitely do a good job.
Well, we're all passionate. We're all players. At every level, we have players in the company, working for the company. And so when we talk to a customer, they're not a customer. They're a fellow player. And we've all been in the same position they are. We have a gun that's not working. It's keeping us off the field. And, you know, we definitely don't want that for ourselves. And the last thing we want is for our customers to be in that same position. So we really try to go out of our way to make sure our customers are taken care of and they're on the field having fun like they should be.
Yeah. In the past, when you spent $300-$400 on some of these guns, it was a little rough. The kids would come to me like, hey, man, you know, what do I do? And I'm like, you know, we only can do so much with that gun.
Yeah.
Because it's like you kind of get what you pay for. Well, now it's kind of, wow. Yeah. This is you know, this is what I think you guys are going to shoot this and never have to go to a different gun.
Well, we'd like them to go up at least a couple levels in the die family.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, there's plenty of really important and really cool bells and whistles on the M2 that we really want people to look at. But you're right. With this gun, you get so much performance out of it. It's really going to carry the new player, the novice player, the recreational player for quite a while. And I think they're going to be impressed with the performance. With being a Dye product, it shares countless parts with all our other guns.
Okay.
So, you know, it's not just one gun specific. If you find just about anybody with parts anywhere in the country, a store, a field, a fellow player who's got parts, they probably have the parts to fix this gun. It's not a standalone product. It's backed by a big company, and we share parts on purpose, so it's very easy to get these guns serviced anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, at any field, at any store.
Right on, I like that. And this comes with a parts kit just like our gun?
Yeah, it comes with a parts kit, so you've got a rebuild kit, you've got the tools, a really extensive manual, and then of course, if you ever have any questions past the manual, there's a phone number right there, you call, you got Glenn, picking up Glenn and Dan right there on the other end of the phone if you're in the US, answering your questions, helping you out, sending out parts. And, a lot of times, we get parts out next day, 2 day, we try to beat the weekend so you're back on the field.
That's good stuff.
Is backing this marker, and the level and quality of the company that's backing it, the service and the guarantees and the warranty and all that stuff. But past that, for the young kid going to his parents, it has all the features, like it has the programmable board where you can pick any firing mode. If the kid's playing recreationally, he can set up, he's good to go. If he wants to get into tournaments and get into team play and stuff like that, quick press of a couple buttons, it's ready for that. So it's a gun that can be played in any format at any level. It's easy to service, it's easy to keep going, it's durable, it's reliable. That's the kind of stuff I think a parent wants to hear. As far as what a kid's looking for, it's got a fast trigger, it's accurate, it's smooth, it's quiet, it's comfortable, it's really easy to pull up, draw, it's lightweight. That's the kind of stuff that I would talk to the kid about. Hey man, this is everything you need to play paintball, and these are the reasons why mom and dad's gonna love it.
Absolutely. And we keep telling kids, but I imagine there's gonna be a lot of guys my age buying this gun, that gonna want to go out and play, walk on, and not use the rental gun and take it to the next step, and where they got to sell it to their wife, like, hey, I'm not going to spend, $1,000. But in the same breath, there are guys like us that want to buy that anyway.
So surprisingly, at the local field I go to most weekends, what I see that happens most, dad starts playing, he gets the expensive gun. A year or two later, his son's ready to play. The son just inherits the expensive gun, and the dad ends up with something like this so he can play right next to his kid.
Perfect.
The kid always gets the hand-me-downs, and in most cases, what I see, the hand-me-downs are almost better than the new.
Yeah.
But I definitely see these guns a lot getting picked up as backups, and that secondary gun so that the father-son combo can always have fun playing.
It's 2016, Billy. It's father-daughter. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
the
apologize.
girls are playing out there now.
This is true. This is true.
My daughter's definitely going to be pissed off at you right now. I don't know if I can say that, but yeah. No, like you said, I definitely could see the family combination with this.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, or if you want to see the guns online, it's dyepaintball.com, and or if you want to talk to someone live there, I'm sure if you give them a call and say, hey man, I have a couple questions, what's this and what's that, they'd be more than happy to help you, because I think what you touched on earlier is it's the company backing the gun, and I think that's huge. This Dye is quality. It's always been quality, and that's what makes it what it is. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Happy to do it.
Yeah.